I've been using my iPad Pro a lot in 2020. The iPad Pro's signature strength has always been using the Apple Pencil. I can do a lot of things better on a MacBook, but I can't do the things I do with the pencil at all on the MacBook. I could get a tablet to plug into the MacBook, but it just wouldn't be as direct as drawing on the iPad screen. I could get a tablet display, but the experience wouldn't be as good as the Apple Pencil. So I set things up to be able to play towards that strength and have been using my iPad just about every day this month. So 5 things I'll talk about. I got a cover. I started using a foldable keyboard. I started doing some longhand writing daily on it. And I'll just go over some of the templates that I've been using for that longhand writing. But first, I got a cover. And I stopped using the smart keyboard. It's always bugged me that the smart keyboard's keys stick out the back when put into reading mode. I would always have to turn the iPad over and just always try to grab that part that doesn't have the keys. It just was not super uncomfortable. It just bugged me over and over and over. And it's something that I wanted to change. So I got a cover without the keyboard. Oh yeah, and the smart keyboard also does. So now I have that like raised drawing setup, which has been nice. I also started using, so this is the second thing, a foldable keyboard. I've had this keyboard for a few years. I've been trying a setup where the iPad is in the slightly raised mode with the foldable keyboard below it. The slight raise makes it easier to draw on, and it keeps the iPad in place. It's easier to get over the keyboard to draw something here and there when I'm doing things that are a little more keyboard focused, typing something, or just like doing writing. I've also remembered that the on-screen keyboard is good. So if I don't have the foldable keyboard connected, I'll use the on-screen keyboard. I would say in more than a pinch, like it's totally fine to write on it. I'm not going to write like 1,000 words on it, but paragraphs here and there, it's totally fine. Number 3, I started doing some longhand writing on it every day. I've been starting my mornings doing some longhand writing on it. It's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had with technology. Continues to be. Reminds me of when I first got the iPad Pro a couple generations ago. Just like, it's always been this feeling that I get that I'm guessing this is similar to adult coloring books, just losing track of time. I'll usually start by writing a couple pages with a sketch of where I'm at. And sketch is it's more like a doodle. Then I'll open up some of the templates that I've made for more structured longhand writing. So, last section, just going over some templates I've been using that I've made for myself. So, the 3x3, I want to talk about this exercise. I've made videos about like this 9 connections kind of thing that I do to practice creativity, but I think this 3x3 way of doing it has been the most effective. So I see this as a daily practice exercise for writing or content, whatever you want to call it. I'll do a separate video about this system specifically, but the gist of it, I write 3 sources down the left side, so it's just thinking about things that I have read lately or listened to or watched. And then I'll write 3 mental models across the top, or just topics or ideas from that. They don't necessarily have to be like these formal models at all. But they correspond to the sources on the left. So maybe as an example, on the left, I'll write Star Wars, and then a model from that is revenge or mentorship, something like that. Anyway, so I have the 3x3 grid now. In the 9 boxes, I just have the intersections there. So I'll write specific stories from the 3 different sources that match up with the theme. I'll make a different video about this. Another template I use is a book notes template. So I just fill this out as I read a book and am trying to make it a habit to fill out when I finish the book. Here is another one, topic outline. I just have a template that I use for outlining a topic. There's a few different, so it has like a headline and then 3 subtopics, and I'll just write some bullet points for the subtopics. And I made one for this video. I also I highlighted a few parts where I wanted to bring in some quotes, but I'm not going to do that. This is already getting like pretty long. I think I don't need the quotes right now. And then I have one that's a weekly plan. This is just where I write down 1 a.m. thing, 1 p.m. thing for the upcoming week for every day, just to get a sense of what blocks of time I have free. I also have a grid of 15 habits, and I just try to put an X on all of them. It's sort of worked. It's worked for tracking, but it hasn't worked super well for increasing the consistency of my habits. But I think I'll be able to improve on this. Those are the templates that I've been using. I plan to continue making more, improving on these. Just because I have fun. I do really enjoy like actually going through the process of, not that a 3x3 grid is revolutionary or anything, but just thinking of different things that I can do that will continue to make the morning writing longhand an enjoyable experience. For example, I definitely want to do one that's to track decisions each week. So that might be the next one. Thanks for checking this out. I'll be doing more of these iPad journal videos, so let me know what topics you'd like to see.